Hey guys, this is the Traveling Kimchi, and today I'm going to be talking about rickshaws. Now, if you're traveling to India, rickshaws are probably going to be your main mode of transportation, and if you've traveled abroad to places that have rickshaws or things like tuk-tuks, you might not find this video helpful, but I just wanted to make it for the first timer who's traveling to a place where this is going to be the main type of transportation other than a taxi. So, number one is hiring a rickshaw driver for the whole day. Now, depending on what your plans are, such as sightseeing all day or bustling around to the different markets, hiring a rickshaw for the whole day can be the smart and cheap decision that you make. Now, that being said, a lot of rickshaw drivers aim to be hired for the whole day because this is kind of guaranteed money. There's so many rickshaw drivers that maybe some rickshaw drivers will only get so many customers in one day, and it's actually more beneficial for them to just stick with one foreign group and get paid, one amount to drive somewhere, sit and wait for you, drive somewhere, sit and wait for you, because it's guaranteed that money at the end of the day. But maybe you're in a rickshaw where you feel a little bit uncomfortable with this driver, you don't feel safe with him, or you just don't want to hire a rickshaw driver for the whole day. This is where tip number 2 comes in. So if you just don't want to travel with a rickshaw driver the whole day, you feel uncomfortable with him, blah, 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 one of the key lines I recommend using is, "I'm meeting a friend." So in a lot of cases when rickshaw drivers offered to wait and take us to the next place, we always said that we were meeting a friend at this location and we didn't know what we were doing next. So for example, at the Taj Mahal, this man offered to wait outside the Taj Mahal and take us to our next market that we wanted to go to. And so me and my friend just said, "Oh, no, don't worry about it. We're meeting our friend in there. He's Indian and he has a car. So we won't be needing your services after this." So the meeting a friend line is really good if you just want to avoid that rickshaw driver or if you just don't have plans and don't want him waiting for you. Number 3 is the midnight charge. Now, I encountered the midnight charge when I came back on the train from Agra to go see the Taj Mahal, and we were arriving back around 11 p.m. And of course we want a rickshaw because that's way cheaper than a taxi. And one of the things we encountered was, the midnight charge. So for a foreigner in India, the normal price to get about anywhere is 200 rupees or less. And suddenly at midnight, it suddenly seemed to jump to 400, and when we asked why it only cost 200 during the day, we were told that it's because, it's not daytime anymore, it's the midnight charge. Your fees just kind of jump. So, guys, there's no such thing as the midnight charge. Do not get swindled. You should be paying the normal amount you do the whole time you're there. Don't fall for the midnight charge. Kind of piggybacking on the whole midnight charge theme, tip number 4 is that it's closed. For a lot of rickshaw drivers have deals with local stores or deals with a place to bring foreigner. If they bring a foreigner, they kind of get a cut of whatever they spend, or they get some kind of clothes or something like that. And so a lot of the times, rickshaw drivers will, not a lot of the times, but some of them will try to trick you into going with them or trick you into using their services just so they can get money. So a lot of the times you might go somewhere, you might be waiting for a bus, say I'm waiting for bus number 36. A rickshaw driver will come up, ask me, and I was, I'm waiting for bus 36, and he might say something like, the last one just left, there's no more bus 36, they don't run on Tuesdays or whatever, or I tell him, I'm walking to see the Taj Mahal, and he says, the Taj Mahal is not open today. So just to avoid these incidences, before you leave to go wherever you're headed, just double check with your hotel or hostel that that location is open that day and between what and what hours. You don't want to get tricked into taking a rickshaw driver somewhere you don't need to, or to a store that you don't need to be at. It happens a lot of the time, so just to safeguard yourself, double check the hours, double check the days, and just know where you're going. The last tip I'm going to give is about how much you should be paying for a rickshaw driver. So this is a map of New Delhi. The map's actually really big, but this area of New Delhi is basically where all the tourist sites are located. And my hostel is located at the top right in here. And the farthest we traveled was all the way down here to the Qutb Minar. Now, the most I ever paid for a rickshaw driver while I was here is 200 rupees. And if you're a really well-traveled person, you might be like, well, 200 rupees, that's actually still more. And this is kind of true. Anywhere I traveled in New Delhi, I paid 200 rupees or less to get anywhere I wanted. And if I'm being totally honest, that was still an overcharge. But 200 rupees equates to about $4. And if I was a native Indian taking a rickshaw, maybe going from my hostel to the Qutub Minar all the way at the bottom really wouldn't have cost 200 rupees. It really would have been 50 rupees or 100 rupees. And if I was a serious backpacker and on a tight budget, you know, I definitely haggle for that low local price. But I only travel once in a while, you know, between breaks, and, you know, $4 to me is not a lot. You know, a taxi here is way more expensive, and $4 to me isn't a lot. So paying that much when it can go a longer way for that rickshaw driver feels okay to me. But the one thing I didn't like was when I had rickshaw drivers coming up to me charging me 400 to 600 rupees for a rickshaw ride that I knew for a local was only 50. Now, I'm okay paying 200 or less. That's only $4, you guys. But I just thought it was a little bit ridiculous when the rickshaw drivers tried to charge me any more than 200. So I say roughly 200 to get anywhere in Delhi. But of course, this depends on how you feel about money and what kind of pocket you have while you're in New Delhi. And those are just my personal tips about rickshawing around India. If you have any more tips, comment below so people can read them. Have a great trip in India. This is the Traveling Kimchi, you guys. Bye!